Hello, and welcome back to another English lesson. In this English lesson, we are going to watch a news clip about President Trump or President-elect Trump. He hasn't even taken office yet, but he wants Canada, Greenland, and the Panama Canal. Watching the news in English can be a great way to improve your English. Unfortunately, they often use very difficult vocabulary words, advanced English idioms, and of course, those pesky English phrasal verbs. But don't worry, stick with me for the next 20 minutes or so, and you will understand at least 19 new terms. Do you want to see a preview of some of the terms you will learn in this English lesson? We have boost, dominating, bolster, sled dogs. Who doesn't like sled dogs? Ironic, coincides, crucial, an absolute necessity, sustainable, and so many others. Together, let's watch a short news clip and then I will come back and teach the difficult terms they use.
We begin in Europe, where Denmark has announced its plans to boost defenses for Greenland, an island that's dominating headlines this week. Denmark's defense minister said the country will invest $1.5 billion to bolster resources. He also added that the package would allow the purchase of 2 long-range drones, 2 patrol boats, and 2 teams of sled dogs for deployment in Greenland.
Before we start with the lesson, if you don't mind, please hit that like button so other English learners will be able to find this lesson. For each term, I will have a picture, I will have the official definition, and I will use it in a sentence to help you understand. Boost is the first one they used. It means to increase or improve something. President-elect Donald Trump believes that buying Greenland would boost the United States' strength in the Arctic region. Arctic might be difficult. Don't worry, we will talk about that a little later. Take a look at that picture. It looks like a woman is enjoying a nice cup of coffee. Let's use boost and coffee all together in one sentence. She drinks a cup of coffee in the morning for a little boost. Please let me know in the comments, what do you do in the morning to give yourself a little boost? Maybe you take a shower. Maybe you have a cup of coffee. Or like me, maybe you do something kind of unhealthy and have an energy drink. Dominating is the next one. It means having control or power over others. Some people think that making Canada the 51st state would lead to the US dominating North America. Come on. That is not going to happen, right? Canada becoming a 51st state? No, I don't think so. But hey, Bob the Canadian and I would live in the same country. That would be cool. But I would miss Canada. I think it should stay its own country. In the picture, it looks like that woman has a dominating boss. I hope that is not true for you. I hope you have a great boss. Who knows? Maybe you are your own boss.
We begin in Europe, where Denmark has announced its plans to boost defenses for Greenland, an island that's dominating headlines this week. Denmark's defense minister said the country will invest $1.5 billion to bolster resources.
Bolster is the next one, and it means to support or strengthen something. Denmark plans to bolster Greenland's defenses after Trump's interest in buying the island. Now, we will talk about this later, but I think Denmark was already planning to bolster its defenses in Greenland. It just happens to coincide with Trump's remarks. Coincide. If you don't know what that means, don't worry, you will. We will talk about it later. I'm not a doctor, but I think this is true. Drinking lots of water can bolster your energy during the day.
Denmark's defense minister said the country will invest $1.5 billion to bolster resources. He also added that the package would allow the purchase of 2 long-range drones, 2 patrol boats and 2 teams of sled dogs for deployment in Greenland.
Sled dogs. I can't tell you how much I like the idea of sled dogs protecting Greenland. Yeah, Denmark is buying more sled dogs to protect Greenland. Let's talk about what sled dogs are. Well, they're dogs trained to pull a sled over snow and ice. Denmark is sending sled dogs to Greenland to help patrol the icy areas. So in the picture, you can clearly see a Danish flag, a bunch of sled dogs, and a person in the back of the picture riding a sled. Deployment is the next one, and that means sending people or equipment to a place for a specific purpose. We can take a look at that picture because the sentence relates to it. The deployment of new patrol boats will help protect Greenland's waters. Here is another sentence that uses the verb deployed. Danish patrol boats have been deployed to protect Greenland.
He also added that the package would allow the purchase of 2 long-range drones, 2 patrol boats, and 2 teams of sled dogs for deployment in Greenland.
For many years, we have not invested enough in the Arctic. Now we are planning a stronger presence.
For this next one, we have the term stronger presence. Let's talk about what that means. Being more noticeable or having more influence in a place. Denmark wants a stronger presence in Greenland to show its commitment to the island. And I have a picture of a father and a daughter. Maybe the father has been really busy. Maybe he has been working a lot. Let's take a look at the sentence below. The worried father tried to have a stronger presence in his teenage daughter's life. Everybody gets busy from time to time, but even teenagers still need their parents in their life.
For many years, we have not invested enough in the Arctic. Now we are planning a stronger presence. It is ironic that it coincides with the announcement from the United States.
Now, the announcement comes after President-elect Donald Trump suggested that the United States should buy the world's largest island. On Monday, the incoming president posted on Truth Social that Greenland's ownership is extremely crucial to America.
Ironic. This is a tough one. I have been teaching English in the United States for over 20 years, and I know how hard the term ironic can be to learn. I've spent a lot of time teaching ironic to my students. It means when something happens in a way that is the opposite to what you expected. It is ironic that Denmark increased its defense in Greenland right after Trump's announcement. And even that, I'm not sure is a great example of something that is ironic. A lot of times, native English speakers will mix up ironic and coincidence. A coincidence is just when two things happen and you didn't expect it. We will talk more about that when we talk about the term coincide. But this is the example I always used in class to teach my students the term ironic. A firehouse catching fire would be ironic. Ironic again means the exact opposite of what you thought would happen. For example, I am an English teacher. I teach reading to my students. It would be ironic if my own children were the worst readers in their class. And of course, a firehouse catching on fire is like the last place you would expect to have a fire. Next, we have the verb coincides. It is related to coincidence. For both words, you need two things to happen. Coincide means happens at the same time as something else. Denmark's defense plan coincides with Trump's renewed interest in Greenland. Yeah, in the news clip, they mentioned during Trump's first term, he wanted to acquire Greenland. But take a look at the picture for another example of coincides. The start of the concert coincides with the sunset, which creates a perfect atmosphere. Next, we have crucial. Crucial, that's kind of fun to say. It means extremely important or necessary. Greenland's location is crucial for military strategies in the Arctic. You know what else is crucial? It is crucial to listen to a lot of English if you want to improve. It is also crucial to wear a bicycle helmet if you plan on riding a bike.
Now we are planning a stronger presence. It is ironic that it coincides with the announcement from the United States.
Now, the announcement comes after President-elect Donald Trump suggested that the United States should buy the world's largest island. On Monday, the incoming president posted on Truth Social that Greenland's ownership is extremely crucial to America.
For purposes of national security and freedom throughout the world, the United States of America feels that the ownership and control of Greenland is an absolute necessity.
In the newscast, they mentioned an absolute necessity. What is that? Something that is completely needed. Trump called owning Greenland an absolute necessity for U.S. national security.
The United States of America feels that the ownership and control of Greenland is an absolute necessity.
And not just Greenland, but Donald Trump has also threatened to take back the Panama Canal and make Canada the 51st state of the United States. Moreover, the incoming president's son, Eric Trump, posted a picture on X where his father was shown ordering Greenland, the Panama Canal, and Canada on Amazon. The post quickly went viral on X with nearly 10 million views in just a single day. Meanwhile, Greenland's prime minister said that the island of 56,000 people is not up for sale.
Greenland is ours. We are not for sale and will never be for sale. We must not lose our long struggle for freedom.
Now, however, experts say Denmark's plan to bolster Greenland's defenses should not be seen as a direct response to Trump's comments. Reportedly, the plan has actually been under discussion for a long time as Denmark has been slow to expand its military capabilities in the region.
What about military capabilities? Military capabilities. That is the power and resources a country's military has. I think the United States is known for having some of the best military capabilities in the entire world. Denmark is enhancing its military capabilities in Greenland by adding new equipment, like they're adding those sled dogs for national security, for the security of Greenland.
Reportedly, the plan has actually been under discussion for a long time as Denmark has been slow to expand its military capabilities in the region. The Nordic nation has also failed to protect waters around Greenland against China and Russia's encroachment.
They also mentioned the adjective Nordic in the newscast. Let's talk about what Nordic means. Related to Northern European countries like Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. Greenland is part of the Nordic region under Denmark's sovereignty. If a nation is sovereign, it means it can govern itself. It's autonomous, and we will talk about what autonomous means in a little bit. Encroachment, what does that mean? Gradually taking over someone else's space or rights. Some view the idea of the US buying Greenland as an encroachment on Danish territory. Yeah, I think it would be. Who knows? Maybe if the United States pays a fair price to Denmark, I don't know. Still a little weird in my opinion. In the picture, it looks like we have a large elk crossing the road. Humans often encroach on the habitat of wildlife. And habitat is simply where an animal lives. Like polar bears' natural habitat is the Arctic. I think I have, yeah, right there. So we have some polar bears and they live in the Arctic. Their habitat is the Arctic.
The Nordic nation has also failed to protect waters around Greenland against China and Russia's encroachments.
As an important stakeholder in Arctic affairs, China has been participating in Arctic affairs in line with the basic principle of respecting win-win cooperation and sustainable development.
Win-win cooperation. Win-win cooperation is a partnership where all parties benefit. Like both sides have good things happen to them. Denmark and Greenland seek win-win cooperation with other countries for mutual benefits. Mutual benefits is pretty much the same thing as win-win cooperation. Both sides are getting good things. Sustainable. That means able to continue over time without harming the environment or depleting resources. Depleting means to go down, like there isn't as much of it anymore. Greenland focuses on sustainable development to protect its natural resources. And in the picture, you can see some men installing some solar panels. The school installed solar panels to create a sustainable energy source.
China has been participating in Arctic affairs in line with the basic principle of respecting win-win cooperation and sustainable development, and has strengthened cooperation with other parties to uphold peace and stability in the Arctic and promote sustainable development in the region. The U.S. has misinterpreted China's Arctic policy and made irresponsible remarks on China's normal Arctic activities in accordance with international law.
Oh no, I think this man misinterpreted something that somebody said. Let's talk about what misinterpreted means. It means understood something in a wrong way. Trump's intentions to buy Greenland were misinterpreted by some as a joke. That's the problem with President-elect Trump sometimes. You don't know when he's joking and when he isn't. We've talked enough about Arctic already. Let's get the official definition. The cold, icy region around the North Pole. Greenland is located in the Arctic, making it strategically important.
Now, notably, Greenland sits between the Arctic and the Atlantic Oceans, and it's an autonomous territory that has been part of the Kingdom of Denmark for more than 600 years.
Oh no, this might be a little controversial. I might hear about this in the comments. That is okay. I am prepared for that. Autonomous means having the freedom to govern itself. Independent. Kashmir at one time was an autonomous part of India. In 2019, that went away. Greenland is an autonomous territory, meaning it has its own government, but is still linked to Denmark.
Now, notably, Greenland sits between the Arctic and the Atlantic Oceans, and it's an autonomous territory that has been part of the Kingdom of Denmark for more than 600 years. However, Greenland's capital city, Nuuk, is closer to New York than the Danish capital, Copenhagen. The island boasts minerals, oil, and natural resources and is home to a crucial air base of the U.S. military. Donald Trump originally proposed to acquire Greenland during his first term. However, his idea led to a sharp rebuke from the island's leaders.
Sharp rebuke. Sharp rebuke. If you look at that picture, it looks like that mother is not very happy with her daughter. It means a strong expression of disapproval or criticism. You don't like it. Greenland's leaders issued a sharp rebuke to Trump's proposal, stating the island is not for sale. Congratulations, you made it to the end of a very difficult English lesson. Please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, all of those good things. Maybe you want bonus English lessons. In the description is a way that you can become a channel member. Check out the link below. But if you are looking for more English with the news, down below right somewhere there is an English lesson I did about Syria's future. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.